administration is tearing down our country.
A rally underway now outside the Lyndon Baines Johnson Presidential Library on the University of Texas campus. Some of those people in support, some against a visit by the nation's top law enforcement officer, U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder.
KXAN political reporter Josh Hinkle live outside the LBJ auditorium where Holder is currently speaking. Josh?
That's right. Inside, Attorney General Eric Holder is talking about equal access at the ballot box. It's definitely a hot topic in Texas right now. And when it comes to voting, there's no wonder that he chose LBJ Presidential Library to give his address.
We cannot, we must not refuse to protect the right of every American to vote in every election that he may desire to participate in.
Nearly a half-century ago, President Lyndon B. Johnson pushed Congress to pass the Federal Voting Rights Act, signing the landmark legislation into law in August 1965. Johnson ensured no one would be denied the right to cast their ballot based on race.
He started this speech with, "I speak tonight for the dignity of man and the destiny of democracy."
It is wrong, deadly wrong, to deny any of your fellow Americans the right to vote in this country.
In Texas, for the past several legislative sessions, there's been a similar argument against a voter ID measure.
But you're going to disenfranchise people that have not been able to acquire these cards.
This past session, Governor Rick Perry signed a bill into law to require anyone voting to show a government-approved ID.
Even a small amount of fraud could make the margin of difference.
Republicans want to prevent voter fraud. Democrats and civil rights groups say the law intimidates minorities and other voters and violates the Voting Rights Act Johnson fought for, the reason Holder has concerns.
It's all of us who must overcome the crippling legacy of bigotry and injustice.
Now, the Department of Justice has yet to give full clearance to the state's voter ID law. Holder is also here to speak out against the redistricting plans for the state. Those are also still on hold, as some people say they don't fairly consider the state's growing Hispanic population. Keep in mind, this is the first time since the Voting Rights Act went into effect that a Democrat-appointed Attorney General has been serving when these redistricting maps go to the Justice Department. We're live at the LBJ Presidential Library. Josh Hinkle, KXAN News.
The Texas